Hey there, folks. My name is Addison. Back in 1945, there was this little scuffle going on called World War II. France was involved in this, and due to their close proximity to Germany, the bad guys in the war, they kind of got taken over and occupied for a while. Eventually, though, the Schnitzelheads left thanks to the Allies fighting them off. After France was freed, the Allies were still a little worried Hitler might try and pull a fast one on them and take France over again, so soldiers from the US military were sent over there to hang out, just in case the Germans wanted to reclaim the land of baguettes. While at first the French and Americans all got along, since, they beat the German military together, tensions rose, and much like a Frenchman overcooking his pot of frog legs for dinner, things started to boil over. The French saw the Americans as arrogant, and the Americans saw the French as resentful and smelly. Fights between the two groups started breaking out more and more frequently, and the high-ranking officials of both France and the US military became concerned a breakdown of civil order would occur with the Froggies fighting against the Yanks. The solution that they came to was a little book called 112 Gripes About the French. The book laid out 112 complaints that American GIs commonly had about the French and set out to answer them all in a way that would show the Americans the French weren't so different after all. Some of these complaints were simple ones, like, we're always pulling the French out of a jam. Did they ever do anything for us? Or, the French don't invite us into their homes, with one even just saying, I hate the French. But some are a bit more absurd. Some of their complaints included how French women are immoral, something I don't really see as a problem, how the French are wrong for allowing prostitutes to roam the streets, again, no issue here, how they all kiss on the street, which I guess was just not okay in the 1940s, and how the women all pull up their skirts or dresses intentionally when they sit down. They also complain about how the subway is overcrowded, and they say that, quote, the smell almost knocks you out because it overwhelmingly smells like garlic, sweat, and perfume. 3 cents you can also find in your local Papa John's. There's also a whole section called The French and the Germans, with complaints about how the French aren't as efficient as the Germans, and how they aren't doing enough to clean up their cities. You know, those cities that were horrifically bombed to bits by the Germans. There's also one that simply says, the French aren't our kind of people, the Germans are. Which I don't get, because they just fought them in a war. They're enemies. They were like a month ago. But anyways, finally, my favorite complaint is, why do the French parade all the time? Every time you turn around, there's a parade. The classic French stereotype that they're always parading around. The moral of today's story is, if you're going to visit France and you want to know what to expect, it's simple. Frog legs, women with loose morals, the smell of garlic and sweat everywhere you go, and parades nonstop. You'll walk down the street and see a woman who smells like she could kill a vampire. She'll sit down, hike up her skirt, grab a frog, and just start eating it. Best of all, you can be goddamn sure they'll throw a parade to celebrate. Oh man, I want to go to France.